Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Are you here okay? In your neck of the woods? What up? What up? Manners and respect, man. Are your girl, Debbie from Donga Yard. Welcome you all to the Jamaican kitchen. Welcome once more. It is the Jamaican cooking journey. If you're new right on over here, special welcome. Those of you who are there with me from the beginning of this journey and you're still here, manners and respect. On today's episode of the Jamaican cooking journey, I'll be sharing with you a Christmas cake. Christmas as in pretty cake. For this cake, the type of fruits that you're going to be needing, some mixed fruits. So you can use your mixed fruits, but you want, if you look at a pretty color, you could add some cherries to this. I have mixed peel. I have, I think, currants, raisins, golden and dark. I have also some cranberries and some walnuts. You could add some cherries. I don't have cherries, so if you had some cherries, it would be even prettier. Chop your cherries fine and add it to the size of this. This is what you're gonna need. You are not going to stew this. You're not going to boil it. You're not going to pressure it. You're not going to blend it either. That is how this recipe works with the fruits. So I have got some here. Now you're going to be using some butter, not too light of a butter though, and do not mix the butter for this recipe. You know, in other recipes, you have that black cake, some other cakes, you mix the butter, two types of butter, a heavy butter or margarine, whatever, and a light one to get a better texture of your cake. You know, you could even mix some type of butter. You could even mix a heavy butter with shortening too for your fruit cake, but don't mix this butter, okay? And I always say to you, when you mix your heavy butter with your shortening, but you got to know the proportion, you get a beautiful fruit cake. You know me, it's not black cake, but we're not talking about a black cake. I don't know, me done with the black cake story, huh? So we have got our butter here. Try to use something of a yellow. Shoot them up, dad, get in on this, dad. You want to get a butter that is so yellow. If that not show no, let me show you. You want a butter to be, yeah, you don't want too much of a butter on the white path. So what you want to do now, you're going to start with your butter. You're going to start your butter on low. Start just blending, just mixing your butter, getting everything all mushed. I'm going to do that and return. We are back. I don't know how much that I get in the camera. So this is what your butter looks like. All whipped out and all of that. So I hope you're watching. I hope you're listening. Family, I hope you're watching the video in its entirety and do not come back to ask questions that I have already addressed in the video. You're gonna need, because you're using all these fruits, they're all so sweet. And you don't have to use walnuts. You can use your nuts of choice. I'm using here about a little more than half of a cup of compact light brown sugar. You know where that foreign can get it easy than we at Jamaica. It's more like a powdery, but it's light brown, it's compact, meaning that the granules are not so harsh. So I'm going to add in this, and I had about a cup and a quarter of butter. I know everybody ever say how much, what's this proportion, but I'll try my best to see if I can leave for you in the description the amount of the stuff that I'm using. So you're gonna go back now and you're gonna start on the low here. Whilst you're doing this, you're gonna cream now the butter and the sugar together. Whilst you're doing this, you're gonna stop maybe about 2 or 3 times to scrape around inside your mixer, whatever you do it, whether you use this, you use your hand, you're using a hand mixer, stop to scrape around to make sure everything is well blended. So I'm going to go again on the low, and as you go on the low, you can increase to medium to whip out this butter and this sugar. I'm soon come. Okay, butter and the sugar, all cream and all of that. Now I'm using 5 eggs. Okay, these are so tiny though. Should have been using about 6 or 7, but I'm going to be putting in them, according to them one at a time. Although I'm telling some in a cater feet. If 2 drop in it, you're going with it same way. You know? So that's 1. And after each addition, you mix a little On the low, don't go too high because the eggs, when you overbeat them, what will happen? So we're going to do this one at a time until I incorporate all 5. I have to show you, don't it? You all know that. My eggs have all been incorporated. I'll soon show you the texture of it. I'm waiting on this to finish. Now, we want to prepare some dry mixture. I've added 5 eggs, some rawness in that. Okay? So, I'll tell you what we're going to do to alleviate most, if not all, of the rawness. You're going to prepare your dry mixture. For your dry mixture, you're going to need some flour. Do not use cake flour. Why? Because it's too light. We're going to be using some baking powder. Yeah. I don't even care if it says double acting, yes or no, because the double acting them not work for me. So I'm gonna be putting, this is my regular first time teaspoon. Look up here, a teaspoon them. So may I put 2. I'm putting 2 in there. So you use your fancy teaspoon, all of them something. You know my thing already. I'm gonna be putting in some mixed spice. I'm putting my dry ingredients together. And did I show you? I'm trying to get an 8-inch. And I've all greased and lined. This is original non-stick, but even though it's non-stick, you see, notice it now. Well, but me still line my something there. But this is really good non-stick, you know. So, and that's a spring form, but you don't have to use spring form. Just use your regular 8-inch pan, you know, if you don't have a spring form. Putting in 1 of this kind of heaped mixed spice. You know, see how me I go slow? That means that everybody must make this cake if you so want to make it. Huh? Put in 1½ cinnamon powder. Okay? You need about, for this amount that you have, you need about 1/4 or a little more of salt. You don't need 1 teaspoon of salt because no soup we cook. Okay, this salt is just to bring the flavors together. I'm gonna be grating some nutmeg. That is your me I go slow. I want them to bake cake, you know. You wanna say hi, Dad?
Hi, family.
Yeah, Dad, they're on the Jamaican cooking journey with 220-something thousand subscribers and all of that. So I've grated half of a fresh nutmeg. Inside here, Dad, if you see me, I left out nothing, you tell me. I've got some fresh nutmeg mace. The mace of the nutmeg. And you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to be grinding it to put to the dry mixture. So I'm going to grind this thing. I must soon come. If you don't know the beauty of the mace of the nutmeg, the flavor it gives, you need to try it. If you can get the store-bought, go ahead, but the fresh one is even better. Also, I'm going to be adding a little breadcrumbs, probably about 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, not too much, to this thing. We have set up the dry mixer because we don't want to hold it flour sitting and drying in this thing. So about 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs and all of that. I think I eat that, yeah. Now I'm gonna be sifting. Finish sift out this easily, and I soon come back. When you sift something, family, and it reaches this, you don't use your hand to continue rubbing out these. These are the coarse parts that you don't need. So when it reaches this stage, you stop. That's why you sift it, to trap in extra air and forget out them hard lump here. Now I'm back. This is my dry mixture. You can use a spoon to mix it around, but I said it's sift it, so I do it thing already. So I'm gonna be adding inside here. I've got some yellow flavoring. Where is my flavoring?
Here.
Okay, I've got some flavoring. So adding some yellow flavoring. This is strong. This is like the essence. So if you have the essence, it doesn't matter. You depend on which flavoring you have. I'm using a little of this in mine. Yeah, some people might want to use yellow food coloring. Remember, this is flavoring, not coloring. You can add a little yellow food coloring, but I would prefer you use the gel or the paste. You know, nobody use the liquid one then. And we could probably add a little. Remember, these are the eggs, the sugar, and the butter. So I'm adding a little bit more. Nice little flavor. And I love that. So you want to incorporate this eggs, butter, and sugar. Light and nice. And all of that. Now, we're dealing with all liquid. You can put a little vanilla. Preferably white vanilla and, that thing there. Almond essence. If you have the yellow almond essence, so much the better. So much flavor. I neither have the almond nor the white vanilla. I'm putting a little of this because we don't want this thing again. And a black cake, you know. Yeah. Put in a little of the whites. Not a lot, because you know, so this is going to be a coat. Because we still have to go wet it when it's baked, you know. Yeah, put in a little of that one, yeah. You know how I'm already. And I like that. Just to make him, you know, flavor up from now. But we're going to use it. Because we don't want to put no whole heap of liquid in this thing, yeah. Is what I'm saying? Also, we're going to be putting some green lime rind. So I'm going to grate off some green lime rind in this. And I soon come. Your green grated lime rind, not ripe, green, that's better. You're gonna put the juice of the lime. So I grated all the lime, so you grate it first and then you squeeze the juice. And you know this is to deal with the rawness from the egg, because let me tell you now, the liquor alone can't deal with the rawness from the egg. Here? Oh. So we put in that lime juice. You don't want to do too much lime juice because you don't want the cake taste sour. Like we are make lemonade or we are make something for flu. And all of that. Now that you have added all that in, you want to give it a little stir. And at this point, you're going to put in one whole heap of the fruit. Before then, right on over here, you're supposed to preheat your oven 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Low temperature for this cake and a black cake. Do not go 175, 180. Okay, 160. Okay, let us get in some of these fruits now. You know, you should mix it thoroughly. So let us see if we can get most of these fruits in. And like that. Okay. Remember, you don't stew this fruit and go on with a bag of arms house. Like that. Okay? So this is how it looks. This is how you want it to look. Okay? Now that this is looking like this, you want to go now to start adding your flour or your dry mixture. When you're adding this you're not to add this with any liquid. What's the word? I don't know. A little at a time. I don't remember the word. There is a word. I don't know it. Okay? You had some of the dry, then the wet there. No. You're just gonna mix this fruit thoroughly in. You see how it looks? A lot of fruits. And the batter in between, it's yellow. That's how you to get it. Okay? Now, if you look at the consistency of this, you'll realize that you're not going to want to only put flour and all that thing there, you know, because we're not make dumpling. So you're going to fold in this in about 3 parts. Okay? So, remember I told you cut. Remember you're using an 8-inch tin. Cut and you fold. You cut and you fold. Cut, fold. Cut, fold. Until all of this that I've put in there, this amount is dissolved properly. And you know, see no white lump in there, kin up like kidney for up. So I'm going to do this in 2, and when I return, you'll see where the mixture is. I soon come. Okay, I am right back at you, and this is how your mixture must finish. Okay, in the prayer clip I was looking for the word alternately. Okay, I brought these oranges in case your mixture or your batter gets a little too tight. You could put a little orange juice, but mine is perfect. So if your one comb come tight and too tough, you could souple it up, you know, sort of, my mother would have said souple, sort of free it up with a little orange juice. Anything with flavor, anything to do with flavor, that is what you'd use. Okay, so now we are gonna be let me show you again. This is how your mixture must look. You know, it's not supposed to be more watery and enough more tighter. So now that I don't have to use the orange juice, I'll show you when I'll use the orange juice. I'll still be using it, but I'll show you. Our pan is here, oven has been preheated and all of that. Let's get this thing in. This is an 8-inch pan, and you want to get it come all the way up and all of that. That is how the mixture should look, and so forth and all of that. You want to get it all the way up. Let us try to get out all of this goodness and return. Yeah, so we are right there, and you still have a little space for rice and all of that. Now, this mixture is really heavy. Might have some air pockets because of the fruits, the dried fruits, but all I just want to do is to encourage you to do this. If you want to slam it down, you can go ahead, but you can just do it gently like this and all of that. Now we are ready for the oven, and we're going to pop it in. Remember, 160 in the middle of the oven, and this cake is going to be stayed in there to be properly baked for about maybe 2 hours. After about an hour or hour and something, you will reduce it to about 155. Okay, if it starts getting too brown before time, put a little piece of foil paper over it, loose, you know, want to put it over it and lock it down for it start to you know, produce steam and all of that. So 160, and after a 1 3/4 to 2.5 hours, you should be ready. Slow baked and let it comes out really moist. So I'll see you at that point. YouTube family, our cake is out. Yeah, we have changed our camera person. Camera girl, you want to say hi?
Hi guys.
So I did not see that my cake tester was right here. So I used my skewer, which is fine. And I poked it there. Everything is okay. And I did use my foil paper a little step off the way. You know? So this cake is like offer more, not the consistency of the not the texture of the black cake, you know. So we are poking a few holes right around here. What I'll be doing next, I'll be just squeezing some orange juice. Everything me can't find in a YouTube fam, I can't find me orange juice. So I might just use one of this orange, you know, getting some orange juice, and I'm gonna mix it with some of the what's this thing here? Appleton. Oh my God, what is happening? It's a pretty cake though. It's a beautiful cake, you know, for some people who like the whole heap of fruits, because some people really don't like fruits. So I'm gonna add a reasonable amount of Appleton. I think this orange juice is like probably too much. So I'm gonna go sort this thing out, family, and come back. I want more Appleton than orange juice. I'm using this in apple juice for now. Orange juice. You could use apple juice too. And I'm putting a good amount of the Appleton rum. If you have any other yellow rum, golden rum that you can use that has alcohol, you can go ahead, because this cake needs some curing. So I'm going to be spooning it all over it at this point when it's still hot and all of that. Going to be doing it just like this. Some people say, I see somebody say, why you don't spray? I don't spray. I don't spray cake. I don't spray stuff. Everybody to their own order. Family, everybody. Somebody said to me in the comment section, they sprayed it and it's easier. Well, you know, some is our man ready for run for the whole heap of easiness, all of them something. So you do it like this. Okay, if you want to spray it, you spray it. So you just do it. This is what I've used over the decades that I've been baking. Okay, so you just want to look at me, shoot them up, camera girl. And I'm going to be doing this. It's hot now. So I'm going to leave it on the wire rack right here to be properly cooled with this orange juice, you know, and Appleton rum in there. You could also add a little white. So we are left it for go and cool it down whilst the heat absorbs the alcohol, because you're going to keep this cake just like how you keep the black cake. You're going to use this yellow rum, golden rum, to keep this cake. You don't wet it with anything black. You know, it must keep its color until, you know when. It can keep as long as ever once you have alcohol in there. Something golden. So this right here was when I used the foil paper because it was getting brown too fast. Remember I told you? And then when I removed it, it just left out a little piece of it. So you see it's moist and all of that. We're going to be doing this and leave it to cool. Okay, so when we return, we're going to remove the sides of the spring foam. I'm going to give it about 45 minutes here. It's still soft and nice. Leave it to be properly cool and set and all of that. When we return, we're going to be removing the sides of the cake and we are going to look at it and see if it's ready. I want to take out a piece for you to see what this cake can be kept as long as the black cake. So we're going to leave it with that for now. I may soon come. It's a beautiful cake. Come on, girl, shoot them up. Pretty color, nice golden brown, nice golden brown color at the top and all of that. May soon come. Okay, now family, see I'm right back. I have removed the side and we want to remove the paper. If you didn't use any paper, gently, because the cake is still delicate, so you gently remove your side piecing. You know, I always tell you, family, you just do your thing gently. If you do your thing gently and timely, if you watch my videos, if you spend the time to watch my videos and to do things timely, you will get it, you will get it. But some people, they don't want to. They just go around and they just, skip through, scroll through the video and then they don't see, they just come to ask you. This is the beauty of the cake. Come on, girl, can you shoot them up on this cake? Still tender here, still really, really warm and all of that. So what you want to know, we're going to put in like a white sin of it. You want to continue to wet this cake for, until it continually cools down. So we're going to do that and we're going to come back to you because I would like you to see what it looks like when I take a slice out. Okay? To keep this cake, you can remove it and you can store it. This cake must be stored in an airtight container, and like 2 times per week you wet it with the same golden rum. You can mix it with a little white stew and you can store this cake on your countertop for over 6 months while wetting it probably twice per week with your golden rum. The older it gets, the better it tastes. I'm going to wet it again with my... So this at this point now, the sides will get it. You just gently go to the edge with it and you wet it a little more. As it cools down, it will absorb. You understand? Whatever it is that you put, it must be some strong alcohol, to the middle. And you just wet it evenly right across. It doesn't matter. It add a little sink right there. It doesn't matter. Sometimes when you lower the temperature, maybe I did lower my temperature too early and all of that, so that will happen, but you don't mind that. This cake is so delicate. So when you see me next, I will be presenting you with a slice of how your cake is supposed to look on the inside. So the sides are off. It will cool a little more and we'll leave it at that. You know the pans I'm talking, like the cookie pans, but not, I have one a cookie pan here, but not that, the better one, the thicker ones that you can literally bake in. Or if you have not a plastic, you don't want to do this in a plastic, you want to do this in some form of some stainless something, that you can. And even those those, I have one, I don't even know where to find it now, those cake things, the cake platter with the top invert, and you can put it on top of your cupboard, put it on top of your table. You what the thing you have there, your Highland, and you can cover it. You can do it in one of those. So that will be so nice. Everybody come see it and bake. But no, you're not getting none. So I'll see you in the next clip when this cake, I can take out a slice and I'll just show you. And right there, it will be the end of the video. Family, I'm trying my very best to see if I can get a slice out to show you. I'm taking it real slow. And this cake will be a cake with some crumbs, you see? It's not cooled, you know. It's not cooled. And bear in mind that the base of the pan is on it. I might have to go get my cake and come back. So if you did enjoy this video, remember to give me a big fat thumbs up. Remember to make sure you're subscribed to the Jamaican Cooking Journey and all my other channels. Make sure you follow this video to the T. Do not cut it before it's cooled. Okay? I'm going to get back this piece in now. And when it's properly cooled, it will come right out. So follow me on Instagram and you will see the properly cooled slice and all of that. Remember to make sure you hit the notification bell. Press the option that says all. Remember that we have got our 20% discount code going. We have fixed the problem on Teesprings. Few people are saying it's not working, so we have fixed it. We have gone ahead and corrected it. And all the info will be linked below in the description box, and I'll try to post up the ingredients and with the measurement. But I don't know my thing that, but I'll try any of you. Remember to be you, do you. And make sure you follow this video to the T and do you some fruit cake.